Morning, good evening, good night. To wherever this video finds you, I hope you're having a wonderful day. Today, we'll be talking about the brain and language acquisition. Let's start off by asking ourselves, what is the brain? Now, the brain is the most important organ in the body. It is located in the head and is composed of nerve cells that are the basic information processing units of the nervous system. A couple quick facts about the brain are that 1. It weighs about 30 pounds. 2. It comprises mostly of fat, 60% to be exact. And 3. It gets 20% of the blood and oxygen that is produced in our body. So let's ask ourselves, what is language? Well, it's considered as the human ability to acquire and use systems of communication. These systems of communication having grammatical rules as well as phonemes and morphemes. With that said, let's segue into our next slide. How the human brain works with language. Language processing. It refers to the way that humans use words to communicate ideas and feelings, as well as how those communications are processed and understood. Language processing is considered to be a uniquely human ability, which is not produced with the same grammatical understanding or systematicity in even our closest primate relatives. The auditory ventral stream pathway, responsible for sound recognition and is known as the auditory what pathway. The auditory dorsal stream in both humans and non-human primates is responsible for sound localization. It's known as the auditory where pathway. In humans, this pathway, especially in the left hemisphere, is also responsible for speech production, speech repetition, lip reading, and phonological long and short-term memory. In accordance from the from where to what model of language evolution, the reason that ADS is characterized with such a broad range of functions is that each indicates a different stage in language evolution. The mouth's importance in language. The human vocal tract can produce a wide range of sounds, which allows us to move beyond the grunts and shrieks of our primate relatives. At least most of the time. As many as 50 regions in the human brain are involved in language, controlling the complex movements needed to produce speech, translating vibrations in the air into neural activity in the brain to hear, and manipulating the symbols that make up the thoughts and ideas of our minds into reason. These adaptations of the individual are all necessary for full language use, but language isn't much use to a solitary individual, and would have never arose if it weren't for our species being so social. Language acquisition. This is the process whereby language is acquired, as well as the capacity to perceive and comprehend said language. This, in turn, is the production of words to communicate. Now, there are 5 stages to language acquisition. The first stage is known as the pre-production. Silent period for English language learners. At this stage, they know about 500 words but are not yet speaking. Thus, this is known as the parroting stage, as whatever the teacher tells them, they will repeat, sometimes even in the wrong context. Stage 2, early production. This lasts about 6 months. Students have a vocabulary of about 1,000 words. Students at this stage can speak 1 or 2 phrases, but again, they say it in the wrong context. Stage 3, speech emergence. This is where students develop a vocabulary of about 3,000 words. They can now communicate effectively with simple phrases and sentences. They can also ask simple questions, but they may not always be grammatically correct. Stage 4, intermediate fluency. English language learners have developed a vocabulary of an estimated 6,000 words and are venturing into making complex sentences when speaking or writing, the key word in this stage being venturing. Now, for the final stage, stage 5, advanced fluency. For English language learners, this takes about 4 to 10 years, and this is almost mastery in the language. The English language learner is speaking as if he was a native speaker. In the beginning, they might need support from their teachers, however. And that's it. Thank you for your time, and I hope that this video was extremely informative. Have a nice day, night, evening, wherever this video reaches you. Goodbye.